took pride in that, but they're not even his sheep. So he has nothing to be proud of. He's a wannabe abomination. He says he led the flock to the back of the desert and came to Oreb, the mountain of God. And the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire from the midst of the bush. So he looked, and behold, the bush was burning with fire, but the bush was not consumed. Then Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush does not burn. So when the Lord saw he turned aside to look, God called him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am. Moses was in a very difficult place in his life. He was in the wilderness. You know, we don't like wilderness places, do we? We don't really like those. Then the flesh doesn't like the wilderness. The flesh likes the mountaintop. And here Moses is in the wilderness. I can imagine many times he's out in the wilderness, sitting on a rock with a bunch of dumb sheep going, man, I wish I was back in the palace. Like we would do. I wish I was back in the palace, you know, being waited on hand and foot, having this exceptional life, second in command, hanging out in the hot tub, you know, Egyptian cribs. You know, we don't like the wilderness, but I encourage you today, if you're in a wilderness, maybe you're in a financial wilderness, maybe you're in a relational wilderness, a marital wilderness. Don't run from the wilderness. You see, it's in the wilderness where we have the opportunity, the greatest, to encounter the living God.
Right.
It's in the wilderness, in the valleys of life where we're the closest to God, not the mountaintop. You guys that were here last time I was, that 12th round with a broken jaw and bleeding kidneys and swollen shut eyes, I was very close to God. I didn't like it much, but I was